Saints Row fans everywhere rejoice because we now have a DLC for Saints Row 4 that is actually worth a damn, and in fact, it's the best Saints Row DLC that I have ever played. Of course, I am talking about How the Saints Save Christmas, a new Christmas-themed DLC for Saints Row 4. The story for this DLC starts out with the boss not understanding the significance of the holidays. As the Saints bicker to the boss about being a disrespectful asshole, Shawnee comes from the future to warn the boss about upcoming events where the world is ruled by a warlord named Claus. It's then up to the boss to enter the simulation to fight off rogue elves, possess toys, and to save Christmas for everyone. It's a bit convoluted and it doesn't make too much sense, but it's not a factor that should take away from this DLC. This DLC was crafted to be all in good fun and they do a great job at achieving just that. But as nonsensical as the story is, it never takes you away from being immersed in what's going on. Every part of this DLC is directed perfectly and it has a satisfying pace throughout the whole thing, which is crazy because this is still just a 3-mission pack. However, surprisingly, it doesn't seem as short as Enter the Dominatrix at all, which had 5 missions. I guess it was because I was so captivated by every moment of this package that I just didn't race through it like I did with Enter the Dominatrix. And yes, this package is 1,000 times better than Enter the Dominatrix. It's really hard to compare them though, because Enter the Dominatrix had this really cute abridged story stitched together in a tongue-in-cheek fashion. And before you knew it, you were left wondering, is that it?
And what you're about to see now is the grand finale.
That's it?
Yeah, even they thought it was mediocre. In the Saints Save Christmas, every transition you go through actually makes sense, and even though it's short, it flows through the missions very well. And they parody the best Christmas movie ever. No, not that one. Yes, this DLC has a lot of charm to it, and it's filled with moments like these. But enough about the story. The real reason why this package is as amazing as it is the gameplay. This was my biggest gripe with Enter the Dominatrix. The whole thing was plagued with dead spots where basically all you're doing is moving from point A to point B with nothing else to do but kill a single wave of enemies. That, and sometimes there's nothing to do at all but sit there and listen to the dialogue. Normally this wouldn't be a problem, but given the nature of this DLC where they basically spotlight that the story makes no sense multiple times.
So if Bert died in the explosion, then how did you survive?
Don't think too hard about it, Kinsey.
It makes you wonder what's the point. It feels like you're doing all of this for nothing, like you're just doing random tasks for little reason. There's no structure to it. It makes the gameplay a bit more mindless and boring. But hey, whatever, it's fine since they established that's what they're going for. But still, the whole thing comes off as just an excuse to make a pack and call it a collection of outtakes. Not to mention the overall repetitive nature of the whole DLC. You're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, fighting the same type of enemy with the same damn pattern. And of course, this security deletion reskin is completely crippled by the ice blast, so there's no challenge whatsoever. Now, the Saints Save Christmas only has one dead spot that I know of. Right when you fight the first wave of enemies, sometimes they spawn a bit too quickly and rush over to you from a block away. This then leaves you stuck with having nothing to do as you slowly pace to the drive-in movie theater to meet Santa. This would be the only gripe I have, except it's completely made excusable by one thing. The level has been heavily redesigned. And in fact, this is what I owe a lot of the success to this DLC to. We have a brand new stage and 2 redesigned stages to explore, and they're all beautiful. The people who designed this did a fantastic job, and that's why I really think this is an amazing DLC. Unlike Enter the Dominatrix, where you're running around the same old stillport, fighting the same old enemies, doing the same old shit over and over again in a repetitive fashion. Anything that you do that can be considered repetitive in this pack is completely unnoticeable because you're in an entirely new place to explore. Also, the overall dialogue is better. Instead of getting this cheeky, breaking the fourth wall bullshit mixed with mindless technobabble, you get some hilarious dialogue with future Shawnee and Santa as Shawnee reminisces about the downfall of her time. I mean, it's just as insane, but it's a lot more entertaining.
Die, Shinji! Gingerbread must die!
But all that aside, with new collectibles, new activities, new weapons, and new vehicles, this DLC is simply a must-have. If you own Saints Row 4, you're obligated to get this DLC. I usually hate buying DLC, but after playing this, I was like, I can't wait to get the next DLC. If they can maintain this level of quality, then I'll buy whatever they put out. But it seems as if this is the last mission pack for Saints Row 4. I mean, I don't know, I've been out of the loop for a while now, so they may have changed that, but if this is the last DLC, then they definitely ended it on a great note. But we have to address one thing. That is, of course, the fate of Dex. The fans of old Saints Row get shafted once again. Now yes, I'll admit I said the DLC was perfectly directed, and I still believe that. I honestly can't imagine them adding in Dex without it throwing off the pace and being out of place. But if this is truly the final DLC mission pack, then they should have at least done something. Have him frozen in a block of ice somewhere on stage 2 as an Easter egg, or anything. It could be like, oh, so that's where Dex went. The North Pole. Ha ha ha. I mean, it would have been fucking awful, but at least it would be an official end to the character. Or hell, put him somewhere in the final cinematic. When everyone's celebrating, just have Dex walk in and he's like, what's up, boss? And then the boss is all like, Dex, you backstabbing bitch, what are you doing here? Well, it's a long story, but basically Zinyak captured me to try to get me to help him take you out. When I refused, he abducted me and locked me in the simulation. I finally broke free to come see you guys. Well, yeah, but that doesn't explain. Don't think too hard about it, boss. Wink. So you're really here just to say you're sorry? Well, it is Christmas after all. Oh look, mistletoe. Aww, and then they kiss, it's beautiful. The end. Yeah, okay, that idea was kind of gay. But my point is, they should have just brought him back. Why the fuck is this character so taboo? Just give us a proper ending to the character already. Oh well, that aside, this is a great package, and I give it a 10 out of 10. There's nothing else to say except it's a must-buy. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching my review. If you enjoyed it, please support it by commenting, rating, favoriting, or subscribing. Once again, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you next time.